What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video, I'll be adding yet another part into the What If Naruto is in the Anbu series. This is due to you guys hitting both like goals that I set within like 5 hours of me putting it out, which is just completely insane to think about considering one of them was 4,000 likes. But anyways, if you guys want another part to this, the like goal for this will be 3.5 thousand likes. And if you guys want another video tomorrow, so basically make me double post for 3 days in a row, the like goal will now be 5.5 thousand likes within 24 hours. So make sure to hit the like button if you want more of this very quickly. Anyways, as usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the story, then jumping to the new material. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, in the last part of this What If, we basically dealt with Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura, along with the rest of Team 7, just being Kakashi, basically dealing with their first mission in the Land of Waves arc, right? We basically went through that entire arc within that last video, so I will leave a link to that in case you didn't watch it for some reason down below. But basically, in that What If, we went through Naruto's endeavors, basically going through his training in the Land of Waves for that short period of time, and just basically talked about how Naruto, Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura, who barely did anything, but whatever, basically we talked about, or I talked about, how Naruto would have dealt with the Land of Waves arc being an Anbu member, and basically continuing on the story. So, the last part we left off on was Naruto basically killing all of the mobsters that would have showed up on the bridge to attack them, so that's where we'll jump right back into the story. Now, like I said, we left off with Team 7 finally completing the mission on the bridge, meaning that they can finally head home. Now, after this, Naruto glances around, taking in all of the carnage that happened on this bridge, with most of it being his own, or something that he caused. This is when he sees Zabuza's large sword lying on the ground. Naruto remembers what trouble he had holding back that tremendous sword back when he was fighting Zabuza, and due to that, Naruto wants to wield it himself, knowing that it could be a possibly valuable asset later in the future. Naruto quickly rushes over there and picks it up. He swings it around a few times and rests it on his shoulder as the team starts walking back together. On the way back, Sasuke is just looking at Naruto, trying to gauge who he is and how he acts completely. Even though he did risk his life for Sasuke, Naruto clearly states that he only did it to further his own ambitions, which makes Sasuke wonder if Naruto is truly an evil person or someone who's just fueled by bloodlust, or if he's someone who basically has a selfless side of him. Naruto seemingly possesses even more skill than the Jonin that they follow, and Sasuke, no matter how Naruto acts, whether he be completely evil or just be someone that's despicable to him, Sasuke desperately wants to reach those levels of strength, however. This means that Sasuke has made it his mission, basically for Naruto to accept him as his true rival. Sakura, when looking at Naruto, just shows concern for everyone else's well-being, including her own, since she doesn't know when Naruto's bloodlust will finally turn back on them. She thinks that basically Naruto is like this uncontrollable beast that just is basically just lets his bloodlust and lets his feelings take over him, although that isn't necessarily how Naruto acts. Naruto continues to replay the events of the mission in his head as he walks back. How could I have been more efficient? What moves are wasteful in my energy? This is what Danzo has instructed Naruto to do after every mission. Figure out what he did wrong, figure out what he could do better, and reassess and get better from each learning experience. Naruto has thoughts like these swirl around in his head until he finally reaches a village and reports the mission successfully. After this, a few days pass and then the Chunin exams are stated to be coming up very soon. As usual, Kakashi asks them if they all want to test their luck in the Chunin exams, and Naruto at first shows very little interest in this, proclaiming that how he performed on that mission, he should be able to go straight to the rank of a Jonin, without, the need of a pesky exam. Kakashi, however, laughs at this, saying that if Naruto performs well enough in front of the proctors, it's possible that they will see him fit for becoming a Jonin. After this, Naruto becomes a little bit more interested, nearly becoming excited about heading into the exams. So that means that Kakashi can decide to enter them, since Naruto was the sticking point. Now, later that day, Naruto is heading to the Foundation, which is where he lives, when he senses an immense amount of presence near him. And by presence, I just mean someone that basically is very strong, and he just basically senses someone that might be a good match for him, around him. He turns around to see 3 sand ninja within the village that are all staring at him. Now, at first, Naruto wants to attack them initially just because, basically, they're sand ninja, they're ninja that should not be there. But then he remembers that the Chunin exams bringing in ninja from all over the world, so he just, keeps himself calm. As he turns, basically, he sees them staring at him, and he turns to speak to them. What do you want? Naruto says this, obviously annoyed by them trying to converse with him or even step near him. Hey, I'd watch your tone if I were you. Naruto laughs when Kankuro says this, clearly not showing any fear or respect for both Temari or Kankuro, and basically who he feels no presence from. Naruto then looks up and basically sees Gaara and looks directly into his eyes. Gaara, seeing this, drops down from his tree and observes Naruto closely, looking at him, and he notices something. "You have the eyes." Gaara then speaks up. "Leave, Shinobi. How many have you slain in the heat of battle?" Gaara asks this because he can basically tell that Naruto has the eyes of a killer. Naruto hears this and is caught off guard initially, but then he responds. "Let me ask you this. How many grains of sand are there on a beach, and how many stars are there in our sky? To ask me to count how many people I've killed would be as difficult as that." When Gaara hears this, he's clearly interested in Naruto and his demeanor due to Gaara wanting to basically fight and kill very strong opponents who have eyes very similar to him. Naruto continues talking, however. "And if you, Sand Shinobi, don't want to become part of that death count that I've acquired, I suggest you calm your bloodlust down." Naruto points at Gaara, seeing as how Gaara's bloodlust is leaking everywhere, and it's clear that Naruto and Gaara are about to fight. Naruto then just walks off, clearly feeling no threat from Gaara, even considering the bloodlust that he has, and considering the fact that he turned his back on an enemy like that. After this, Gaara tells Naruto to watch his back in the Chunin exams, and Naruto just smiles, saying that he's not worried about him, or anyone at his skill level. Now, after this, Naruto finally reaches the foundation and reports his endeavors to Danzo, who congratulates him on a job well done. "Ah, I see you found a new toy while on your mission?" Naruto nods, taking the executioner's blade off his back and swinging it once or twice. "Yes, this blade will be something that I save for special occasions." Naruto then turns and ducks as he dodges a kunai that was thrown at him by an Anbu member. He turns around and sees that it's Sai, and then Sai appears and slices down at Naruto, which makes Naruto pull out his normal sword and block the strike. "Well, hello to you too, Sai." Naruto then pushes Sai away. Sai brushes himself off a little bit and puts on a fake smile. "I just had to make sure your time outside of the foundation didn't make you soft, Naruto." Naruto then turns around. "Don't ever suggest that I'd go soft just by leaving the foundation." Sai and Naruto just stare off at each other, clearly not liking each other too much, but then Danzo just tells them to calm down. Naruto then just nods his head slowly and walks off, telling Danzo about his plan to go into the exams. "I'll make sure to ace them and become a Jonin, Danzo." Danzo tells him that he expects a lot from him, and Naruto just walks out, getting ready to head to the exams. After this, he meets up with his team and they all head inside, and after this, they basically head through the first mini-test where it's basically a genjutsu, seeing on which floor they are on, just as they did in the original, and Rock Lee challenges them to a fight, or I should say challenges Sasuke more specifically to a fight. As soon as this happens, Naruto speaks up, saying that he'd want to fight Rock Lee as well, basically to be a warm-up right after Sasuke. So, he says it to make it quick. Rock Lee then starts off the fight, rushing towards Sasuke at full speed. As Naruto sees this, he remarks about how slow the attack is, yet Sasuke gets hit by this. After this, Rock Lee bodies Sasuke without using the Lotus, since he knows that he'll be fighting another opponent after Sasuke. Rock Lee, after basically bullying Sasuke even with the Sharingan, then turns his attention to Naruto, who rushes at him like he did Sasuke. He then jumps into a Leaf Hurricane and slams his leg directly at Naruto, which creates a huge shockwave upon impact. When Rock Lee kicks though, he sees that Naruto caught this kick casually, seemingly with no effort. "Is this all you have? This is kind of disappointing." Naruto is clearly bored. Rock Lee then loosens the wrappings on his arm as he jumps back and starts getting ready for a Lotus. He then basically starts running around in a circle and appears behind Naruto, and just as he's about to land a kick on Naruto's face, Naruto turns and throws a punch that's even faster than Rock Lee can even see, but just before it connects to his face, someone appears, stopping the punch, and it happens to be my guy. Who is this guy? And why didn't I feel his presence when he came near me? Naruto retracts his arm as he looks at my guy, the one who was fast enough to intercept and stop that punch. This impresses Naruto as he looks at Lee with a new light. "Hey, bushy brows. If you have half as much skill or speed that your teacher has, when you go all out, you have my respect." Naruto then waves his team over to follow him as they all head into the first stage of the real exams, leaving Lee confused about how or why my guy would stop the punch or stop the fight. My guy turns to Lee and tells him that there is no way that that Lee could have hoped to fight Naruto without using all of the gates that he has. Now, after the scuffle with Rock Lee, Team 7 heads into the first stage of the exams, which is the written portion. This part goes basically the same as how it would be in the original, except for the fact that Naruto is able to answer all of the questions with his own basic intelligence. Now, after the first exam is taken, they are then escorted to the Forest of Death, where they have to get scrolls from each other and head into the middle part of the forest as fast as they possibly can. Soon after getting their scrolls, Team 7 rushes into the forest. While running in, Naruto makes 100 shadow clones and sends them all out to go body a team or body many teams and get scrolls while they rush to the middle as quickly as possible. The goal for this stage of the exam is to not get injured while securing scrolls because there's a high chance we will probably have another combative stage after this. So, conserve your energy and let me handle the combat for the most part. Soon after saying this, Naruto instincts tell Naruto that basically someone strong is approaching at extremely high speeds. Naruto, sensing that they're all about to get attacked, grabs Sakura's arm and throws her into the air, then kicks Sasuke to the side as a snake comes barreling at him. Naruto then turns around, jumps off of the nearest branch, and brings down his executioner's blade and brings down the sword with enough force to cleave the first snake clean in half. Now, to give you some perspective, this snake is over 4 times the size of Naruto, meaning that basically Naruto has amazing strength and basically the cutting power of the executioner's blade is incredible as well. I knew I'd be glad I got this blade. This sends Orochimaru flying off the snake and towards Sasuke, which is his target. Naruto catches Sakura after a fall, then puts her down and disappears and grabs Sasuke, or disappears with Sakura on her back and grabs Sasuke. Then, with holding both of them, he rushes off, top speed. Sasuke asks why Naruto is going to such lengths to run away and keep them safe. Well, that guy over there is stronger than basically any of us. He might even be stronger than Kakashi and me combined. It's quite simple, Sasuke. I know that in order to become a Jonin in the Chunin exams, I have to show my skills and abilities above those of a Chunin. So, I basically have to make sure I do everything perfect in the exams. Meaning that, if possible, I don't want to fight him. Right now, at least. Now, while I would love to test my abilities against him, now is not the time. Naruto then stops after creating some distance and tells Sasuke and Sakura to hide near him while he tries to fight off this guy, seeing that Orochimaru is clearly not going to get outsped by a mere Genin. Orochimaru then comes in on another snake and leaps off of it towards Naruto, seeing as how he's the most important or at least the strongest member on the team and hoping to take him out before he tries to acquire Sasuke's body. Naruto, however, reacts quickly to this and pulls out a short blade and cuts at Orochimaru's neck, making blood gush everywhere. As Orochimaru grabs his neck, he jumps back thinking, this kid should not be in the Chunin exams, there's no way he's still at the Genin level. Naruto then kicks Orochimaru away as he continues to attack. Finally, Naruto, after a little bit of sparring or a little bit of back and forth between the two, Naruto gets kicked by Orochimaru to the ground, which makes him land on his arm in a weird way as he dislocates his shoulder. He then pops it back into place and moves it around, which surprises Orochimaru with his basically Naruto's overwhelming immense abilities, and he realizes something. This kid is not a normal Genin. I don't know who he is, but I need to get rid of him fast. Orochimaru then appears in front of Naruto and glares into Naruto's eyes, directing his bloodlust and basically the scary essence that he has into Naruto's eye. Naruto gets up, looking right back into him. Is this a joke? Do you think bloodlust of this level will scare me? Naruto then starts laughing as he puts on his mask. Orochimaru thinks that Naruto is resisting this bloodlust completely, and he just seems to revel in the adrenaline rush of being on the brink of death. Orochimaru finally moves at a speed that Naruto can't keep up with, knowing that if he holds back any longer, Naruto might capitalize this and kill him. So, he rushes towards Sasuke, who he located a little bit ago. Naruto, seeing this, tries to stop Orochimaru, although he is far too slow and Sasuke gets bitten, placing the heavenly curse mark on Sasuke's body. Naruto, seeing this, basically sees his hopes of becoming a Jonin here shattered. And the reason for this is because he knows that if he couldn't protect his teammates here and he couldn't show that he basically had an overwhelming amount of skill, that just means that he might not become a Jonin, since his reasoning for this is basically, hey, I need to become perfect, or, they're not going to see me as strong enough. Now, Naruto already has the Anbu mask on, and his eyes turn slit-like as he lands on a nearby tree. I don't know who you are, or why you decided to attack us, but this will be your last mistake. Naruto then throws his executioner's blade high into the air and takes out his other sword as he leaps at Orochimaru and starts attacking. Naruto starts stabbing very quickly, with Orochimaru dodging most of these attacks. Then, Naruto stabs directly at Orochimaru's heart, becomes just sort of reaching him as Orochimaru jumped back. Naruto then smiles as Orochimaru's smile turns into basically this pained expression as Naruto activates his wind style on the sword and extends the blade ever so slightly into Orochimaru's chest. Naruto then kicks him down to the ground very quickly, making him land. Then, just on time, as Naruto planned it, he leaps into the air, grabs the falling executioner's blade, and lands on Orochimaru, stabbing him and pinning him to the ground with the executioner's blade. Thinking that he is dead, Naruto pulls the blade out from the ground and rushes off with Sasuke and Sakura, knowing that he needs to get basically to the end of the exams as quickly as possible. Orochimaru was able to regen from this damage, slithers away, happy with his ability to mark Sasuke Uchiha, although he is kind of worried about Naruto, seeing how he could be a problem and basically someone that can interfere with his plans. Now, after this, Naruto rushes off and he decides to let Sakura rest and tend to Sasuke near a large tree that should give them cover. Meanwhile, Orochimaru is instructing his 3 Sound Ninja to go attack Naruto, basically assess his abilities. Now, Orochimaru is well aware that Naruto in this state is probably going to be able to bully and if not kill all the people he sent after him, but he does need to test his abilities nonetheless. He needs to get a gauge of what Naruto can do. Now, basically, during this time, Sakura is trying to tend to Sasuke's feverish state, and while this is happening, many Shadow Clones bring back an abundance of scrolls which are helpful to them after completing this stage. You know, the 100 Shadow Clones that he sent out initially all were able to body some teams and basically bring back some scrolls that they needed, meaning that whenever they decide to finally move again, they'll be able to head right to the middle of the stage and finish the exams. And just as Naruto and Sakura are about to leave and get ready to go, Naruto hears people come into the clearing. Naruto holds his finger up to his mouth, telling Sakura to be quiet as Naruto puts his swords down, knowing that they might weigh him down and slow him down a little bit, and seeing as how there aren't many people in the exams that he'd need them against. So, Naruto then walks out, seeing 3 people all from the same village as that snake guy. This makes Naruto rather annoyed, seeing as how that guy is the reason that he may not have shown enough skill to become a Jonin, so he's not in the best of moods. Zaku then lifts up his arm and shoots off a sound shockwave, basically that explodes on impact. After this, he sees that Naruto has dodged, and then Naruto just tells Zaku to go away or else he's going to have to kill him there. "What did you say to me, you little brat?" Zaku lifts his arm once again and basically shoots another shockwave, which explodes yet again. But then, this time, Naruto appears behind all of them, then grabs one of Zaku's arms and pins him to the ground. "I suggest you give me your scroll in exchange for your life, because I'm in a very bad mood at the moment. I don't want to kill you when I don't have to." Naruto then just laughs at his own joke. Just kidding. He then breaks Zaku's elbow, or basically kicks it in, which breaks his arm and shatters the bones within his arm. Naruto starts laughing, reveling in the fun of just taking out enemies that are far weaker than him. And Dosu, seeing this, does the smart thing and drops the scroll, picking up Zaku and the other Sound Ninja girl, and they rush off deep into the forest away from Naruto. Naruto just allows them to escape, seeing as how there's no reason for him to expend any extra energy on trash like them. Then, from here on, Naruto literally carries the rest of his team through the exams and finishes the Forest of Death with no more problems. Now, after escaping the Forest of Death, Naruto and Sakura wake Sasuke up from his coma-like state, and after a quick debriefing, Sasuke is brought up to speed on the issue. During this time, Naruto is examining the curse mark placed on Sasuke and identifies who it really is, since he's seen their work before. This is impossible. I have to report this right away. Sasuke then grabs Naruto's shoulder, stopping him from running off. "Wait, Naruto, don't. If you tell them, they won't let me participate in the exams any longer." Naruto then looks back at Sasuke and just chuckles. "Sasuke, I respect your resolve, but I will tell them that I fought Orochimaru. I just will report the curse mark part till after you get your Chunin rank." Sasuke then smiles at Naruto as he walks off. Now, after Naruto reports that he fought Orochimaru to Kakashi, the Chunin exam preliminaries take place, basically, and they all go the same as how they would in the original. Sasuke bodies that chakra-absorbing guy, Sakura ties with Ino, Rock Lee still loses to Gaara, and the main thing that changes is that Kiba gets one-shotted by Naruto in this version. Now, after this, they see the Rock Lee versus Gaara fight, and after Gaara basically wins against Rock Lee just through Rock Lee like passing out and not being able to handle the gates anymore, Gaara looks to Naruto, wondering if he takes him seriously now. And now, it seems to be that there's more of a rivalry between Gaara and Naruto rather than Neji and Naruto, purely due to the fact that Naruto has no care for Hinata, seeing as how he doesn't even know who she is, and due to the fact that he also doesn't have an attachment to the hard work over talent whole debacle. He really cares about fighting Gaara, who seems to be similar to him, and the two have a little bit of a stare down before they leave. Now, after this, everyone leaves for the 1 month, basically time skip for each genin to get training in before the final stage of the Chunin exams can commence. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 3 to the What If Naruto Was in the Anbu series. If you guys did enjoy the video and do want another part, just period, make sure to hit the like goal of 3.5 thousand likes. Now, I obviously know you guys are going to hit this, so you will be getting another part eventually. But if you guys do want another one tomorrow, like I said initially, the like goal for this is 5.5 thousand likes. At this point, I'm not even going to underestimate you guys anymore. I think it's a definite possibility that you guys will hit it. I just hope that I don't have to post double 10 times a day for 3 days in a row, because where my sleep at, though. But anyways, I will leave links to, like, other playlists and other types of things that you guys will like if you are new to the channel and that type of stuff. And if you are new and haven't already done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss out on more Naruto Anbu content and just what if Naruto content in general. I will be trying to expand my what if, basically the repertoire of what ifs that I have out. But you'll see that throughout the week, basically Monday through Friday. You'll be getting a couple of new what ifs along with some old ones as well. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always guys, this is Anime X, signing off.